De-essing is an important part in the editing process to de-ess the sibilant sounds in a human voice in words having sounds made when using letters like CH, S, SH, Z, and ZH. A de-esser can minimize or remove the shrill sibilant sounds that can be an annoyance to the listener. I want to introduce you to the T-De-Esser plugin for Windows and Apple, known as T-De-Esser, the Natural Sounding De Esser by Techivation. T-De-Esser is available for both Windows and Mac operating systems from Techivation.com. T-De-Esser is available in 3 different versions. T-De-Esser is free to download and use. T-De-Esser Plus is also free to download and use, but some of the features are only available for a 14-day free trial, and you can upgrade T-De-Esser Plus to the paid T-De-Esser Pro to have a full-featured T-De-Esser Pro version. T-De-Esser Pro is the full-featured paid version. De-essing examples in this video uses the paid version T-De-Esser Pro. If you download one of the 2 free versions, T-De-Esser or T-De-Esser Plus, I recommend you download T-De-Esser Plus because one of the DeEssing methods demonstrated in this video uses the feature Audition, which is only available in the free version T-De-Esser Plus or the paid version T-De-Esser Pro. One of the many things I like about T-De-Esser is that the installation is easy without requirement of using iLok. According to Britannica Encyclopedia, the definition of sibilant is sibilant in phonetics, a fricative consonant sound in which the tip or blade of the tongue is brought near the roof of the mouth and air is pushed past the tongue to make a hissing sound. In English, S, Z, SH, and ZH, the sound of the S in pleasure are sibilants. Sometimes the affricates, CH, and J are also considered as sibilants. De-essing is step 6 in my audio editing workflow. I have a video on my Oportuno YouTube channel entitled Audacity Audio Editing Workflow for Podcast, Voiceover, and Video. That demonstrates the steps of my audio editing workflow. Regardless if you use Audacity or another audio editor, learning some or all of these 12 steps using the audio editor and plugins of your choice will improve the quality of your audio. I recommend just using steps 1 through 8 and step 12, with steps 9, 10, and 11 being optional steps. If you find steps 9, 10, and 11 improve your audio. The following is one sentence with words that contain sibilant sounds. The breeze sailed Sailor Sam's sailing ship blissfully through the sea swells, past inspiring San Francisco's seashore, against the shimmering sunlight. Shrill, sibilant sounds heard in several of these words is not pleasant to listen to. This video is meant to be an introduction to T-De-Esser rather than a tutorial. In the description area of this video, you will find URLs to more detailed information about T-De-Esser. I found that simply using the default setting in T-De-Esser worked well as the presets I tried that are provided with T-De-Esser. I'll be using Audacity version 3.1.3 to demonstrate T-De-Esser. This is the same audio file read earlier, having several sibilant words. To open T-De-Esser, I click on Effect, VST, and then choose T-De-Esser. This is the Pro version of T-De-Esser. I will de-ess this audio using only features that are also available in the free versions of T-De-Esser. I'll briefly describe just a few of the options available on T-De-Esser. Here is the on-off icon located to the left side of the A-B button that does the bypass and enable feature for the plugin. This output level allows you to raise and reduce the output volume level in decibels. And this level meter shows the master output signal level in decibels, plus will show a small red bar alongside this level meter to indicate the current gain reduction in decibels. The primary feature you will find yourself adjusting is this processing knob. The outer circle of this processing knob indicates the signal strength, so you can see how much signal is greater than where you have the processing knob set to. The more you reduce the processing knob, the more of the signal you are removing. If you set the processing knob too low, the voice audio will sound like someone is talking with a lisp because too much of the audio is being removed. I find that the default setting or presets do a great job on selecting the right threshold level. And if there are a few unwanted sibilant audio sounds remaining after I use the default setting or one of the preset settings, rather than de-essing the entire audio again, I just de-ess those individual words requiring more de-essing by themselves, reducing the threshold as much as required to minimize or eliminate the sibilant sounds. T-De-Esser provides a great manual. I will read here on page 5 of the manual provided with T-De-Esser Pro how to use the processing knob. The processing setting determines how much level you can pass through the De-Esser Pro before compression is triggered. Lower the processing until gain reduction starts to occur. Now, listen as you adjust the processing. Find the point at which sibilance is controlled without extreme audible compression. Quick tips. Double-clicking on the processing knob will set back its value to default. Double-clicking on the processing knob's value number will allow you to type in your preferred value. Here is where you select one of the 4 frequency ranges to de-ess. The default range is high, which is the range I use. To apply de-esser to the audio, first, select the portion of the audio you want to de-ess. I want to de-ess the entire audio, so I click on Select, then All. Now, the entire audio track has been selected. Now, I can either make manual adjustments or choose a preset. For my use in de-essing the human voice, I find that the default setting works well, or one of the voice presets. For this demonstration, I'll just select Default Preset. I have this audio file set to loop over and over again to keep from having to start this short audio clip over again when demonstrating T-De-Esser. Now, I will play the audio file with the audio turned down so I don't have to talk over the audio while demonstrating T-De-Esser. You'll notice when the audio is playing on this outer ring of the processing knob, you are able to see how much signal is greater than where you have the processing knob set to. When you turn the processing knob lower than the signal of the audio, a meter next to the level meter in the color red shows the current gain reduction in decibels. You want to lower the processing knob until gain reduction starts to occur as indicated in the color red right here by the level meter, and while listening to the audio, lower the processing knob until the sibilant sounds are controlled, but not so low that you have too much audible compression. Lowering the processing knob too low will make the voice sound like someone is talking with a lisp due to removing too much of the audio. It's important to lower the processing knob just enough to control the sibilant audio, but do not lower so much that it affects the intelligibility of the audio. Now, I will turn the volume back up and adjust the processing knob to a point until I feel that the sibilant sounds are minimized or removed, but not so low that it negatively affects the intelligibility of the audio. The breeze sailed Sailor Sam's sailing ship blissfully through the sea swells, past inspiring San Francisco's seashore, against the shimmering sunlight. Okay, this is where I will set the processing knob, and after you have the settings you want, click on Apply. Now that we have applied de-essing to the audio, let's listen to the audio once more. Before playing the audio, I'll first click on this on-off button to bypass the effects that the de-esser might make on the audio. So I'm going to click here to bypass the de-esser, and then click on the button to play the audio after de-essing was applied. The breeze sailed Sailor Sam's sailing ship blissfully through the sea swells, past inspiring San Francisco's seashore, against the shimmering sunlight. Okay, I was pleased with how the De-Esser either minimized or eliminated the sibilant sounds, except for this one word here, Sams. There's still a shrill sibilant sound, as you can hear. I'll play this section right here. Sailor Sams. You hear in Sams, in Sailor Sams, that Sam still has a shrill sibilant sound. So let's just single out Sams and apply de-essing once more. So I'm just going to highlight the sibilant part of the word Sams and set it to loop over and over again. Now I'm going to click on play, and just the sibilant part of the word Sams will play over and over again. So you can really hear that shrill sibilant sound. Now we're going to turn our de-esser back on by clicking on the off on button. So we click here. Now our de-esser is back on. And we need to further reduce the sibilant sound in this word Sams. So I'm going to click my play button. It'll start looping, and then I will adjust my processing knob by lowering it until we are satisfied that we have either eliminated or minimized the sibilant word Sams. So I'm going to click on the play button. Lower the processing knob. So that's where I'm going to place it at minus 48. Now let's click on apply. And when I click on apply, I want you to look at this audio wave that we have highlighted here. And you'll see that it actually reduces the audio wave, which is basically reducing the audio signal. Just going to click on apply. And you see it reduced it significantly. Now I loop on that same Sam's word again and see what it sounds like. So it's reduced it quite significantly. Now let's listen to the entire audio file once more. Click on the play button. And before playing, I need to remember to bypass the de-esser by clicking on this on-off button so I can bypass the effects that the de-esser might make. Now I'll click on play. The breeze sailed Sailor Sam's sailing ship blissfully through the sea swells, past inspiring San Francisco's seashore, against the shimmering sunlight. So that completes de-essing this one sentence that had several sibilant sounds. And I'm pleased with how the second de-essing, just on a portion of the word Sams, reduced it to make it sound so much better. These are extra controls provided with the Pro version. You will find that the free version works great, with the Pro version allowing you to make further adjustments. My primary use for T-De-Esser is de-essing sibilant sounds in the human voice. In the Pro version, in addition to setting the same controls you would set in the free version, I set quality to the oversampling rate of 16x, which will add additional demand on the CPU, but should add extra clarity to vocals, plus avoid aliasing artifacts resulting from heavy processing. And also, I set the look ahead to on to allow the de-esser to see the input signal before it is processed, allowing precise de-essing with a smoother and faster attack for clean audio without distortion. Now, I want to show you another way to de-ess the spoken word using the feature Audition, available in both the free version, T-De-Esser Plus, and the paid version, T-De-Esser Pro. If you have T-De-Esser Pro, you can also make use of frequency range. Here on page 13 of the T-De-Esser Pro manual explains about frequency range and Audition that reads as follows. Frequency range. This feature allows you to choose your custom frequency range in high frequencies for a more accurate result. You can choose to select frequencies from 1 kilohertz to 20 kilohertz. The T-De-Esser Pro focuses on this frequency range for finding and removing harsh sounds. The meter around the processing knob also shows the input level that is coming from the selected frequency range. Audition. This feature allows you to quickly listen to the de-esser filter's frequency range or just the effect of the de-esser on your signal. If you select filter, you will hear your selected high frequency range sound that you want to smooth out. By selecting the diff, you will hear the harsh sounds that are being removed, cleaned by the T-De-Esser Pro. This is the same audio clip we played earlier, which in one sentence we had several sibilant words. I'll go ahead and play this audio clip over for you again. The breeze sailed Sailor Sam's sailing ship blissfully through the sea swells, past inspiring San Francisco's seashore, against the shimmering sunlight. Now we want to use de-esser to eliminate or reduce those sibilant sounds in the sibilant words found in this sentence. For this example, I'm going to use the default preset. To access the default preset, click here on this stack button, and you go down and select default preset, or you can choose one of the presets they provide, but I'm going to click on default preset right here. Now we have our default preset, and you've got 4 different frequency ranges you can choose from, and you'll see here that high is the setting used in the default preset. In this example, I'm going to use the diff feature in the Audition section to de-ess the audio. When using diff, you will be able to hear what part of the audio is going to be removed by the de-esser. You only want to remove the sibilant audio and not remove part of the voice that would have a negative effect on the intelligibility of the audio. So I'm going to click on diff, and then I'm going to play the audio, and I've got the audio to loop over and over again, but I'm going to play the audio, and use this processing knob to remove the sibilant sounds. We want to reduce it low enough to where just the sibilant audio is being removed and not part of the recognizable words that are being spoken. And I'll give you an example of what I mean by that. So I'm just going to click on the play button and we will adjust the processing knob. Now you'll hear sibilant audio. I'm going to reduce this processing knob until we actually hear part of the human voice that sounds recognizable, in that you can recognize a word being spoken. See, I can recognize seashore there. And let's go all the way down. I'll show you. Sailor sounds. Sailing ship. See how you can hear the words? So let's raise this threshold until we only hear sibilant sounds being removed and not a recognizable word that is being spoken. So I'm going to adjust it here to -25, and I'm only hearing sibilant audio, and I do not recognize any of the words that are being spoken. We don't want part of the words being removed that's required to make the words intelligible. So now I'm going to click on the stop button, and I'm going to apply de-essing to the entire audio file. But before we do that, we need to click on the diff button here in the Audition section of the de-esser. So we click on diff to turn diff off. Now we want to select a portion of the audio that we want de-esser to apply these effects to. And we want the effects applied to the entire audio file. So let's select the entire audio file. Just click on Select All. Now the entire audio file has been selected, and let's click on Apply. You might have noticed that once we applied the de-essing, these audio waves were reduced, meaning that we actually reduced some of the sibilant audio in this audio file. Now let's play this audio file once more, but before we do, let's click on the on-off button to turn the de-esser off so we won't have the effects of the de-esser being applied to the audio once again. Let's click on the play button. The breeze sailed sailor sounds, a sailing ship, blissfully through the sea swells, past inspiring San Francisco's seashore, against the shimmering sunlight. I can still hear a significant sibilant sound in these words, sailor sounds. I'm just going to play the words sailor sounds. Sailor sounds. So right here, I'm going to select this sibilant audio sound in sailor sounds and loop it where it will play over and over again. So I'm going to click the play button. Now we want to reduce this sibilant part in the word sounds. And so let's turn our de-esser back on. And I'll click on the play button again. And I'll use the processing knob to reduce the sibilant audio in this part of the word sounds. Click on play. Take the processing knob and reduce it. Let's reduce it about right there. And you'll notice when I click on apply, this audio wave here that I have highlighted will be reduced. Click on apply. And the audio wave was greatly reduced. Now let's listen to the entire audio file again after we have applied de-esser and also went back to this one word that still had a lot of sibilants and reduced it. The breeze sailed sailor sounds. I am going to click my stop button because I can hear right away the words sound like they have a lisp. And the reason being I forgot to turn off my de-esser and it was applying this threshold setting to the audio once again. So it's a good example of why you need to turn off the de-esser when listening to your audio without the effects of the de-esser being applied to the audio. So I'm going to click here to turn off the de-esser. Now we will play the entire audio clip once more. The breeze sailed sailor sounds, a sailing ship blissfully through the sea swells, past inspiring San Francisco's seashore, against the shimmering sunlight. Now I turn the de-esser back on, and that is how I de-ess audio using diff in this Audition section of T-De-Esser Plus or T-De-Esser Pro. This is just a quick introduction to T-De-Esser. Not only does Techivation have a great user manual, but has also provided many tutorials and videos on their Techivation.com website. URLs to additional videos and information about Techivation will be available in the description area of this video. I hope you find T-De-Esser to be as useful as I have in minimizing or eliminating sibilant sounds from your audio. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Please visit our website, Oportuno.org. Thank you.